Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. Take a look at this absolutely gorgeous view we've got here. Just a beautiful place to do a mine explore today. Just magnificent. Take a look at that. So here we are on the side of the hill. There's old Bob down in the bottom. Now let me tell you a little bit about what we're getting ready to explore today, okay? But before I show you this level, we're going to start at the top up here. And I'm going to show you what we're going to be getting into today. So first, let's fly up here. And we're going to kind of head off this direction where we can see this waste rock pile. Now, by now, you all know that the way that these mines work is you've got your upper levels, your mid levels, and then finally your main haulage level. So we're going to stop right here for a second and take a look at this vertical shaft. Now what they were getting into here was a big outcropping of quartz. You can just see it right there. Let's get a real good look at this. Let's stop the drone about right there. We'll kind of hover over it. Now I think once I get into this mine, we're going to see where that goes. So there's no sense in roping into it. Doesn't go down very far. It's probably plugged with the amount of rainstorms that hit this area during Arizona's monsoon season, but we'll see if we can't get to it nevertheless. But take a look at all the quartz. Just a bunch of it right through here. And then they were pulling it off and inspecting it in different separation piles over the hill. And none of this stuff made it to the mill because obviously it didn't have anything in it. Now, there is some really interesting things about this location. And let me tell you a little bit about it as we work our way down to the next level. So this location, one of my subscribers told me about it, and as I looked at it more and more, it got to be really interesting because, see, first of all, only these shafts are shown on the map. The adits are not. That was one thing that I don't see very often with abandoned mines. And the other thing is these buildings down in the bottom where it looks like there used to be a mill site as well as a tram tower in this location so that they could tram the ore all the way down over there into the bottom and run it through the mill. Now, because those features are not on my maps, and what I'm talking about is the adit symbols, that tells me that this could be a very old mine. Alright, now here we are at the next level, going down, and as you can see, we just came from right up on top of the hill up there, and that's where I believe that this adit is going to go in and intersect with what we just got done looking at, that vertical shaft. We'll just fly right in on it here, give you a good look at it, and that's where we're going to be going. Okay, let's gain some altitude here. We'll turn back around so you can see all of these adits are kind of strung off in a straight line. Now let's go down to the main haulage adit, which is right down here. Okay, here we go. So the real question is how far is this haulage adit going to go into the side of this hill? Well, most likely all the way up to this point because that's where the quartz outcroppings are. So it looks like down here we've got some exterior artifacts, is what I like to call them. Let's see what they are. We may point the handheld camera at some of this stuff. We'll see. Let's just first take a kind of a look at it. What is that off to the left? Maybe an old hot water heater. Over here, maybe a stove. Yeah, look at that. Looks like an old stove from maybe the 50s or the 60s. That could be very well why that this that these adits aren't showing up on the map, because maybe back in those days when they were making the map, this location only had two vertical shafts up on the side of the hill, and then fast forward to the 50s or the 60s, somebody came in and dropped in these put in these haulage adits. Let's get a good look at this here. Very cool. I like it. Okay, let's take a look over here, see what else we have before we get a closer look at our haulage. Oh yeah, I see, you can clearly see the adit off to the left over there. What is this, part of an old camper shell? Yeah, that looks that way, doesn't it? Yep, old camper shell. Okay, what was off here to the right? I think, did I miss something? Looks like an old, some kind of a basin for holding water. All right. Boy, those miners had just a beautiful view out here, didn't they? Take a look at that out there. Isn't that just gorgeous? Okay, let's turn around here. We're going to get a closer look at our main adit here. What do we got? Yep, that's what's going on. So we have an older mine that was on the maps, and then fast forward years later, they came back out here in the 50s or the 60s and started working it again. And there's our adit. Nice. We got 2 to explore today. How cool is that? All right. Well, we're not done yet. There's still one more thing I want to show you. Let's go backwards in time. The original miners here were hauling this ore all the way down to the river bottom, which is right over here. Let's get off this ledge and I'm going to show you. Now, is that a bunch of stacked rock right there? It sure is. Oh wait, yes it is, yes it is. So there's a fence, and see how they stacked all this rock right here? Well, it's my belief that at one time, what we're looking at right here used to be a tram tower, okay? And then there was the big hoist or that was used to draw them ore buckets up and down the hill. And in order for them to do that, they had to make a cut into the side of the hill. Oh yeah, look at all the stacked rock. They had to make a cut to clear the rock in order for the ore buckets to get down to the river bottom. See, that's why this is not a road. It's a small cut between the rock, about the width, a little bit wider than the width of one of those buckets. And that's exactly what they were doing here. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, before we fly down closer into the bottom to see what's going on over there, let's turn around here. And I got to go back up to Bob, drop in a new battery. Oh, isn't that cool? Look at the work that they put into that wall for the tram line. Just beautiful. Yep, all the clues are popping out today. I think we're going to have some fun at this location, so let me do that. Oh, look at here, we've got more. See that there? We've got more stacked rocks. So at one time, it's quite possible that that just extended right through that wash. Very neat. Okay, let me go put a new battery in the drone, and we're going to fly down all the way into the bottom as far as we can get to see if we can get a closer look at those old foundations that I could see down there on Google Earth. All right, guys, I'll be back. Okay, there we go, back again. Okay, let's get over here. We'll get around all this cactus. We're gonna head back to that where the tram tower used to be and follow that thing straight down into the bottom. Now, I don't know how far I'm gonna be able to get before I lose line of sight on my little drone here, but we're gonna find out. Okay, there it is. So that's where the tram was running. You could see the cut in the rock there I just showed you. Let's keep on headed down into the bottom. So they would have brought it straight off that direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to maintain some altitude here. That should ensure my line of sight, but you can see we're still following that tram line, and it would have went right down to the river down there. Now this time of the year, of course, it's pretty dry around here, but during the monsoon season, this thing has a lot of water in it. And of course, they can dam it up and use that water to be able to run through the mill and the crushing process and all that good stuff. All right. Now, somewhere down here was that old foundation, and I think I can see it. Yep. Okay, we're going to go a little bit further before I show you that. I just want to get to the river. So somewhere down here on this flat spot, this is where the ore was being transferred. Now, probably not at that altitude. See, let me show you what I'm talking about. Take a look right down here in the bottom. Look it. So we followed the line straight down, and indeed we do have a foundation right there. Yep. Not much of one anymore, but it's definitely there. Now, I'm going to shoot right back up here. Clearly, you can see the tram line went right straight down the side of the hill and right to this old building, or this mill that's sitting right here. Now, I thought I saw another foundation right over here. Let's take a closer look at that. Indeed. Yep. Just as suspected. Alright, now I'm starting to lose a little bit of my image. I'm going to have to go up in altitude a little bit, regain my line of sight. But you guys can see it. There it is. So we had at least 2 structures down here. More than likely, there was a lot more. So what does this tell us? Well, I'll tell you guys at least what it tells me as we look back up on the side of the hill and we work our way over to where the tram line used to be. Think of all the work that went into that. Not only building the mill site, not only carving out the side of the hill here so the tram line could run up and down the hill efficiently. I mean, a lot went into this location. So if they're willing to do all of that, well, by golly, what are the underground workings going to look like at this site? Or it could very well be one of those situations where they got everything in place, everything was ready to go, they were just getting ready to go on the mine, and then that was it. Someone pulled the rug out of the whole darn thing, whether it would be the price of gold or silver or whatever was going on with the economy at the time, and it just was never developed during that time period. And then, like as I was saying earlier, fast forward to the 50s and 60s, and then maybe somebody came out here and tried to push the development of this mine. So I'll tell you what we're going to do right now. It's clearly obvious this is the main haulage adit for these workings. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get all geared up. I'm going to put on all my Buzz Lightyear stuff, and we're going to start exploring these upper workings first, right up here. All right, guys, this is going to be fun. Yes, beautiful day. We got a big storm system moving in a few more days, so I'm really happy I got out here today to do it when the sun is still shining. All right, guys, I'll be back. All right, guys, let's do what we always do every Saturday and explore this old mine. Okay, here we are, the upper workings. What will these reveal? Kind of interesting. Lots of quartz. So since there's so much quartz, I would think that this was probably a gold mine. Would be my first guess. All right, well, first of all, let's get some light on the situation here. There we go. Can't forget this one. There we go. Make sure we're all in the right settings. Okay, here we go. What are we gonna have here? So, are we gonna find that rattlesnake den? That wintertime rattlesnake den that I've always been wanting to find. Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's get down on your hands and knees and be at rattlesnake level. Yeah. Okay.
because that's where I'm at right now. I'm on my hands and knees. And we're going to be this way for a little while longer. Okay. Let's keep going here. It's starting to open up. Geology here is looking a bit crumbly. Boy. See, the thing about being on your hands and knees is when you do encounter one, especially if he's like, you know, just like right here behind one of these rocks, you don't have much time to react as compared to being on your feet where you can just kind of step away. But anyways, enough about rattlesnakes. Let's get back on my feet over here. There we go. And take a look at this cool mine. All right. We got one going right, one going left. All right, we'll save the one to the right for on the way back. And right now, I'm going to look down here on the ground and see if we can see any footprints. Let's turn those lights down. Wow, look at all of the critter footprints in here. Oh, I see a boot print. There's a boot print right there. So our, darn, sorry if I forgot your name. He was probably in here, and that's why he told me about this location. But I appreciate you telling me about it. Ooh, look at this Widowmaker right there. Boy, oh boy, if that wouldn't break a leg, I don't know what would. Probably do more than just break a leg. Let's get past that real quick. There we go. Whew, yeah, that one's coming down, isn't it? All right. Now that I'm up on my feet, let's peek up in here, see if we have any glowing eyes, stinky skunks, winged mice. Not seeing any. So, but I can tell by looking at the geology, we're just going through worthless rock right now. Because what they're trying to do is intersect with that quartz vein I showed you high on the hill. Yeah, a little thing going off that way. We'll take a peek at it when we turn around and head out of here. Let's keep going. Okay. Now, here we have something going on here. Boy, I think we got a critter living up in that hole. Probably a pack rat. Something they were probing going off that direction. But that's it. All right. What are we going to have down here on the floor? We have, is that actual rail or strap? Oh, actual rail. And we're coming in on some infrastructure here. Yep. Pretty soon we're going to be right underneath that vertical shaft. Oh, very nice. This is cool. I do love seeing woodwork. And we've got a whole bunch of it here, don't we? All right, looking down on the ground. You guys know what these rings are? Well, I can tell you what they are. Those are for a barrel. They went around a barrel. And by the looks of the size of the rings, more than likely that was a barrel filled with nails. Yeah, the black powder came in a metal tin. And we've got something going off that way. Well, I'll be darned. These upper workings are turning out to be a little bit more interesting than I thought that they would be. Look up here. Up into the ore chute. Some of you guys are always saying, I really wish you would take your camera and stick it up into the ore chute. All right, well, that's what I'm doing right now. And there you go. That's what's up there. Okay. I listen to you guys. I do. That's why I'm always in the comments section. You know me, I interact with you guys quite a bit down in there, especially over on Facebook now. Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun over there now, haven't we? Yeah. Now, yeah, I know some of you guys don't do Facebook, and that's perfectly fine. I understand. I'm not big on social media myself. Take a look here, guys. I'm going to flip the camera around. Look up there. Into our stope. That's where that's going to go. Interesting. So as I was saying, yeah, I understand that you don't do social media, and that's perfectly fine. I'm just looking at it as a means of being able to expand the reach of the channel is what I'm doing. Wow, look at this. Oh, look at there. Cool. We have a winds, a really nice looking one too. Wonder if that's going to go down and connect with the next level. It very well could. Yep. Okay. Well, Laura, it's too bad you're not here. There's one that we could potentially rope down. All right, let's keep going. Wow, this thing just keeps getting cooler and cooler. Look at the size of the timbers in here. About 12 inches in diameter. Those are called support stalls. With all of the the lagging on top, holding back all the backfill. All right. What do we got here? False floor. What's underneath our false floor? Oh, nothing much there. Nothing we can't navigate. Let's look down there. Oh, yeah. Used to do something. Yeah, it definitely went deeper, and then they backfilled it. All right, let's keep going this direction. We got a little bit of graffiti on the mine here, 337, and I can't quite make that out. It starts with a D. Maybe you guys can. I see a possible 1944 right there. And the miners at one time gobbed this up. They sure did. And there's an old orange juice bottle right down there. So, they gobbed this. Ah, boy. Let's go past it. Yikes. Look at this big slab that came down. Wow. Yeah, look at that. The whole thing's starting to fail. Kind of went off that direction. It looks like it stops right up there. Boy, that's some real sketchy stuff right there. I'm here to tell you. Look at how that rock. Let me get off. I want to get out from underneath that. Let me turn around here. Hold on a second, guys. See, that's why the miners, that's why they were starting to gob this up, because it was unsafe. And they were no longer working that back in there. But you guys can see how that big piece flaked off and fell over? And look at all the pickaxe marks. Wow, check that out. I'm going to put my hand up there for size and scale. The whole thing is just riddled with pickaxe marks. And over here too, on that wall, and they gobbed all that up too. All right. Let's see what's going off this direction. We got some interesting geology here. Looks like a vein that they may have been chasing, going up, and you can see it's going back in that direction too. Now, what do we got here? Aha. Failure. Yep. Ore chute failure is what we got here. Oh, that's just... Boy, and the mine used to go off that direction too. Oh, wow. I don't know, guys. That hole's a bit too small for me. Oh, look at the material. It's just getting ready to come. See, that's one of those situations where in order to navigate it, you'd have to be on your belly. And if you were, and you tickle that board and that stuff comes down, you're pinched, you're wedged. Yep. All right, turning around here. That's too bad. Okay, I'm gonna set the camera over here for a second. Yep. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna kind of take a peek around in here. I don't want to miss anything for you, so I'm gonna look at all the wood, see if I can see any scribblings or stuff like that, and I'll report back here in a minute. Okay, I took a moment or two. I looked at everything in here. Let me tell you what I found. First thing that's just pops right out is all of the nails. They're all round nails, or AKA wire nails, which came into existence around the turn of the century, right around 1900. So we're some point after that with all these round nails. I'm not seeing a single square nail in the bunch. We had a couple nails right here where a miner could put a pickaxe or a shovel and hang it right there. I took a closer look at that up in there. Nope, it's just too narrow. It's only about that high for me to squeeze through. There's no way of getting my big butt through there without tickling that board. I would have to take some time and dig it out with the hoe. I still have my hoe, by the way. And I'm just not going to do that solo. So we're going to keep looking around here. Let's head back this direction and take a closer look at each one of these cross cuts or drifts headed back to the portal. First, got to get my light turned on. There we go. Well, there's no doubt about it. They definitely backfilled this here little winze, and then they put these boards right here that's underneath this ore chute. Okay. So I would imagine that this timbered haulage adit is gonna, if I could have gotten past that pinch point. Take a look at this, guys. Now, isn't this, again, right there, isn't that just a beautiful shot? Looks like something right out of a black and white photo you'd see at a mining museum. Isn't that just gorgeous? What a beautiful shot. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, so it probably goes all the way up to the point where I showed you the drone, where there was that vertical shaft high on the hill. That's where it's eventually going to intersect. But, you know, it's all part of mine exploring. You take what you can, you take what you can get, you know. It all comes down to safety. You certainly wouldn't want one of these big old boys coming down on you. It wouldn't feel good. Look at this. Let me turn around here. I want to show you guys something. First of all, they've got this support stall holding up all this quartz. Look at the quartz in here. And then, let me show you something else. So, just to give you an idea, as I walk through these places, see, here's the, let me back up so you can see it better. Here's the haulage adit where I just came from. Look at the amount of material that's been stacked on top, just sitting up there for waiting for one of these days for these boards to fail. And eventually that's exactly what's going to happen. It'll all come crashing down. But let's cross our fingers and hope that that ain't today, right? All right, what's going up in this direction? We had a critter living up in here. I can see all of his diggins. Yeah, pack rat. And then up in here, boy, they got some big old blocks come down. Look at these monsters that just let go. Whew. And it just goes right up there and stops. A lot of slabbing going on in here. Yeah. All right, turn around. You got some dangers. Well, we're just going to keep creeping on through this like a tiny little church mouse. You guys ever see that movie, 1917? It's that World War I movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It was fantastic. It was shot really, really well. The videography and post-production was just absolutely gorgeous. But my point that I'm trying to make is that there's a scene in there where explosive goes off and these two soldiers just about get buried as the whole place starts coming down on top of them. You need to watch that, because if one of these were to let go in here, that's kind of how it would play out, like a cascading effect. One board gives way, then the next, then the next, then the next, and then the whole shooting match comes down on your head. All right, let's look up in here. We have ourselves a exploratory, is all that was. All right, let's get out of here. Yeah. So I'll bet our subscriber friend looked at that narrow little squeeze and said, yeah, I ain't gonna go through that either. Look at how it's just, look at how it's just peeling away here. Look at, see that? Whew, hot in here. Whew. Alrighty. Headed back to the portal. I don't think, did we have one more up here? I thought we did. Yeah, here we go. Alrighty. Let's look up here. Yeah, I'm all bent over like a bean. That's why I'm breathing crazy. There we go. Alright, where's this one gonna go? That's it. As far as that one goes. Oh, all the pickaxe marks. Huh. I just think of all the labor. You know, I remember how much labor went into what I had to do back in the day when I had my placer operation. No, I never had hard rock. I had a plaster operation. Let me set the camera down here for a second. All day long. Sitting on top of that trommel. Because what would happen is the loader would show up, which was basically a Ford 555 backhoe from the late 70s. And they'd dump it in, never fail. The hopper would all get full, chocked up. You have to climb up in there with a shovel, and you're up in there cleaning the hopper and pushing the material down into the water jet. Oh, day after day, week after week, doing that. I'm telling you guys, gold mining is hard. It's a lot of work. All right, here's our portal. I'm just gonna head back outside. I'll see you out there. Okay guys, here we are down by all the junk that we flew over with the drone. I just came down off the hill. I do not recommend anybody coming to this location unless you have a fully capable vehicle. That road, lots of fun. So I know that many of you like to take a look at the exterior artifacts. So why don't we just do a walkthrough real quick before we head into the portal? Okay, let's do that. All right, here's what we've got. A lot of this and that's and thingamajigs and doohickeys and so on and so forth laying all over the place here. Definitely stuff from the 50s and 60s. Over here we have that looks like it was for a saw. Yep. And not quite sure what they were doing over there. Let's look at it here. Yeah, I think they had a motor. There was some kind of a motor on top of that at one time. Maybe for electric. Sitting there. And then over here, that's that old hot water heater I showed you guys. The Unitrol 110. There's someone's old reclining chair. So they had a sign down here. Big old sign that's now flopped over. And over here was a heater. Still has the tag on it. Let's get in on that so we can, maybe you guys can read it. Hopefully it focuses. Right there. Okay. What's over here? Let's take a look at this one. It's the Duotherm. Oh yeah, we found many of those over the years, haven't we? Yep. And I know that once you guys see this thing right here, you're going to say, yeah, we know what that is. So please drop into the comments section. Let me know. Let me know some more information on that. All right, let's head over here real quick. Hey, old Bob, you're looking real good on this beautiful sunny day. What do you think of that view, Bob? Take a look. Just, I mean, can it get any better than this? Can it? Absolute gorgeous bluebird day. It's probably around, maybe 71, 72 degrees today. And just think, in a couple more days, this whole area is forecast for snow. Yep. Literally going to change overnight. All right, let's head over here real quick. We'll do a quick walkthrough of this stuff. I'm having all kinds of fun today. Yeah. What do we have in here? Is that an old refrigerator? No. Well, maybe. No, it was just a shelf of some sort, is all it was. Yeah. Some old cushions laying around down in here. Okay. Alrighty, turn it off and look in this direction. What do we got over there? That's that camper topper. Yeah, we don't need to take a close look at that. You guys know what that's all about. I want to get to this mine. Alrighty, let's do it. Past the cat's claw. Boy, those things do a good job of ripping up your arms, don't they? And we'll get over here to our portal. Okay, there we go. Look at here, guys. Fantastic. All right, once again, turn on the lights. Camera. Action. Let's head on inside. What is this one gonna do? Ooh, this one's much nicer developed. All right, let's stop right here for a second. Turn on looking off to our right. They thought about going that way, and the reason that they did, there's a small little vein right there. See that? That they're chasing. It's only about 6 inches wide. And they went that way just to see what it was gonna do. Okay. Alrighty. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, it's all mud. Ew. Well, it is what it is, right? Looks like we're gonna get muddy today. Oh boy. Oh boy, that's the kind of mud that just will take your boot right off. Oh boy, that's just gross. All right, let's try to stay on the high ground here. Oh man. Whew. Yuck. Oh, this is a... hold on, guys. I got to get my footing here. I feel like I'm going to sink into nowhere. Yuck. All right. Well, when my subscriber sent me a photo, I could tell that this was going to be a wet mine, but not too wet. Look at here, we got water skippers, for crying out loud. See this? Look, I got water skippers. Can you see them? Huh. All right. Let's turn them lights back on. I'll peer up on in there. Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope it doesn't go over my boot like it did when I was with Laura that one time. We'll see what happens. I'm seeing some footprints. So at one time there was a brave soul that came in here and tromps through the mud and the muck. You know, an old piece of water pipe. Looks like they were either attempting to de-water it or they were bringing in water for the drill. Okay. There we go. It's starting to get a little better, as mines always do, because of about the 1.5% grade as you go in. But from what I can see geology-wise, again, just going through a bunch of worthless rock, and eventually they will intersect with our ore. All right, let's peek up in there. Still keeps on going. Now remember, let's not forget, we got to see if this one's going to intersect with that winze we just found higher up on the hill. That would be neat. And then we can look right straight up it and see if indeed that's what it is. Look down here in the ground. See that big old thing right there? That's bat guano. So there's the bat's favorite place to roost is right there. And he does it night after night after night. All right, what do we got here? Bunch of collapse. Yep, this all came down, didn't it? Sure did. Oof. Yep. Well, let's hope more of it doesn't come down on me, huh? Let's get past it here. Okay, there we go. We're past it. We got another one here. You got to get past. No big deal. No big deal. Okay. There we go. Guys, I'm going to take a break a second. I'll be right back. I just need to catch my breath. There we go. Much, much better. Jeez. Yeah, I still am dealing with that. Whatever that respiratory thing I had. It's just about gone now, but... Okay, flip the camera around. Okay, here we go. All right, what's going on, camera? Come on now, I need you to... There you go. Thanks, buddy. Okay, here we are. I can see the bathtub ring on the ribs, so I can tell just how high the water gets in here at times. At least 2.5, not quite 3 feet deep. Probably during the monsoon season. Well, because we're getting into wetness here, now is when we have to be mindful of bad air from all the decay, but I think this mine is breathing pretty good, so probably shouldn't have an issue. Not seeing any graffiti or anything like that. Oh, don't tell me we got a great big old collapse. Oh, well, ain't that a shame? Ain't that a shame, guys? Look at that. See, we would have had just a beautiful wooden support area to walk straight through, and the whole darn thing just gave way in one big whumph. Ah, darn it all. There's a tiny little hole up there, but yeah, I ain't squeezing through that. New. Nope. What's down there? Can we squeeze underneath it? Nope. Well, darn it all anyways. But, welcome to mine exploring, you know? It's just like being at the craps table. You grab them dice, you throw them, and you hope for the best. Right here we got snake eyes. Shoot, and this would have went in a whole lot further, guys. It really would have. I'm going to take one more look up there. Oh, look at that, just starting to come down. Just tickle it and it's going to come. Nope, I've done a lot of crazy things. A little bit too crazy for me to do solo. All right, turn it back around. Well, guys, I'll tell you what. I'm going to work my way back to the portal real slow. And if I see something interesting along the way that I may have missed, you know me, I'll be sure to show it to you. All right, there we are, back outside. Safe and sound. That's right, a little bit muddy, but at least it only came up to about right there this time and not all the way up to my crotch like it did when Laura and I were wading through the swastika mine. But that was a lot of fun. You know, for a mom and pop operation, this one's kind of interesting. I can definitely tell it started off as a much older mine when they first dropped in that vertical shaft high up on the hill. Then fast forward well after the 1952 to 1956 topo maps were created. That's when they were putting all the adits and shaft symbols on those maps. So this mine occurred after all that was done. That's why on the map it didn't show an adit here and it didn't show an adit higher up on the hill, because that was dropped in after the maps were made. But still, pretty cool mom and pop mine. I really wish we could have got past some of those collapses. There would have been probably some more interesting things to see, especially in the way of all the wooden architecture and stuff that's in there. I always like seeing that. It makes the mine more, let's just say, miney. All right, guys, well, I'm going to jump back into my maps and all of my good stuff, and I'm going to see what I can find for you for next Saturday. But don't forget, each and every week, I have rocks up on eBay right now, so if you're into that sort of thing and you want to take home a cool specimen, head on over to my eBay site. Hidden treasures abound. If you're into social media, head down into the description area, click on one of those links and follow me on one of the social media platforms. And finally, and you guys know this, I don't do it very often because I just don't feel as though it's very necessary, because you guys know what to do, because if you like what you see, you're gonna hit the subscribe button. But anyways, please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, hit the thumbs up, and make a comment down in the comment section. All those things really does help out the channel. Okay, guys, I'm gonna get on out of here. I'll see y'all again next Saturday. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.